Bye guys! Bahatin niyo. Ang init.
Bakit ka kasi nag-ano? Jacket agad. Hindi ka asya sa ano? Back here in Kota Kinabalu, we met up with our ride to the mountain around 6:30 a.m. The first day of our expedition began. Before setting out for the mountains, the bus made a few stops around town to pick up other hikers. There were 10 of us in our group. It will take around 2 hours to drive to the park.
Already. So after this, we're gonna directly proceed our journey to the headquarters, Kinabalu Park. So from here, we'll take about 2 hours to 2.5 hours, but will be depend on the road condition. Okay, so for now, you can have your very quick rest. Okay, then once you already arrive at the headquarters, my colleague will take over from there. So before you start your climb, you're gonna do the climbing registration first. Okay, so it's required your passport. Okay, then afterwards you're gonna meet your mountain guide there as well. Okay, and they're gonna distribute you your pack lunch. Okay, and if you need a poles to rent, it's available at the headquarters. Headlamp as well. Okay, these two is very important. Okay, and also if you need a reporter, you can just let my colleague know later on. Okay, so everything you can settle at the once you already arrive at the headquarters. Okay, so for now, you just enjoy for your journey. You can have a rest, and once arrived, then I will let you know. Yeah. Okay. Alright.
Mount Kinabalu seems to have sprouted directly out of the dense moist cloud that circles its base. The rocky peaks of its sawtooth mountains can be seen high above the blue horizon. The majesty of the mountain peaks is teasing and stimulating an adventurous spirit in all who look upon it. We had a meeting with our guide when we got to the park and then went straight to Kinabalu Park's headquarters, where they checked us out immediately. Then, we had a few moments to gather our things before we checked everyone else in.
Guys, look.
I will include this one. This one, add water.
Mas kasama na white daw.
Lahat na ilagay mo dito. Tapos kunyari i-carry mo dito. Wag na ako. May wala pa ata si Sis.
One more.
One more daw. Your eyes are voluntarily drawn to the top of Mount Kinabalu as you walk out of the office. Looking at the steep summit, we were full of nervous excitement. All I could think of was, I am going to be standing at the peak of this behemoth tomorrow morning. After everyone had checked in, we went back to the van for a short drive to Timpohon Gate, the starting point of the trail to the summit. You almost forgot the rock cliff that taunted you just a few moments before as you walked out of Timpohon Gate. You are in a rainforest, surrounded by an environment that has been enriched with life.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Good morning. Governor, first time? Oh,
Yeah!
first time climber. Been here several times.
So that one is the trek going to summit. But today, you know, we want going to Pendant Hut.
Pendant Hut.
Because you do the what? Activity, right? Yeah. So today you have two mountain. That one is just render.
Yes.
Jess.
Jess.
My name Clarence.
Clarence.
Call me Carl.
Carl.
So, do you know what time we must leave here?
Before?
Yeah, before 4:30, right?
Ah, okay.
Just after 4:30, you miss the meeting with the trainer. Then you're not allowed to do the activity.
Okay. What's the average time going there?
3
Ano sila hiker?
For you.
It's normally 4-5 hours. Depend our fitness. But I recommend you try walk slow and steady because the trek going up and low the stairs along the way.
Okay.
And then along the way our box lunch.
Layang.
That's 4 kilometers.
Yeah. So last thing I want to ask you, do you have a poncho?
Yeah.
Good. Because
Shit.
now this season actually in the afternoon it was raining.
Oh no.
It's gonna be raining.
Like yesterday heavy rain.
Heavy rain, yeah.
The mix was
Kami naman tumag sa sign-sign.
Yes!
Oh, basta ito.
Makan sa may pizza lang kasi.
yeah, boleh.
Supaw. Berapa satu?
Alright.
Shoes and phone. Shoes and phone.
Okay. Woo!
There you go.
Road trip.
Alright, let's go.
The forest is very thick, with only faint rays of light passing over the great canopy. Most of the trees, rocks, and really anything that's standing out of there are covered with soft, spongy living moss. As the solar rays from above reflect over the moss, it casts a green glow that illuminates the forest interior. Kanin pa more. Carson Falls. The first mile goes by fast. Our legs are still fresh and there's a distraction in the surroundings. The trail tracks through the forest, and as you walk, more and more stairs will be thrown at you. We started to feel the burn in our legs shortly after kilometer 2. The nice thing about Mount Kinabalu Trail is that in every kilometer, there's little cabanas with toilet facilities and water stations. These stops are great to keep track of the progress that you've been on, as well as how much more one needs to go. These huts soon became my short-term goals. I'll just keep moving till the next hut is in sight. We had a few opportunistic forest creatures joining us at our breaks. Bunch of squirrels, not so aggressive but only patiently and eager to accept whatever help they've been given. Their presence was cheerful and funny as they passed from one person to the next. They brought a much-needed distraction from the exhaustion and imparted a bit of their energetic spirit onto me. My breaks were short. I still didn't want to let the muscles in my foot get too cold. You must not rest for more than 5 minutes, they say. Once your body cools down, you'll be using more energy to get the power back. Although it is young, the Kinabalu Park and the legends of the Kandazan Dusun, Sabah's largest ethnic group, are the main focus. The Kandazan Dusun believe that the mountain is a sacred resting place of their ancestors' spirits. Mount Kinabalu derives its name from the Kandazan word Aki Nabalu, meaning the revered place of the dead. The stories of how Kinabalu came to be called are told in a lot of folklores and legends.
Ay,
Apa lagi ko?
ay, ay.
Udan ko 30 kan.
Iya, po tilun.
Ini ito yung nagat. Dari sana.
Yo, gura din.
Para pangit.
It will get a little steeper and higher as you go up the trail. You'll have to pace yourself so that you can keep your energy up, as climbing this way will be a long climb and get harder the longer you go. As you can see from now, the path is mostly uphill or inclined and uneven. For most people, it will be a physical challenge.
Oh.
Climbers may choose from two paths that are available for climbing Mount Kinabalu before June 2015 in order to climb the summit trail, the Timpohon Gate or the Mesilo Gate. For the past years though, Mesilo has been closed because of the 2015 earthquake, and two new trails have been created by the state parks, mountain guides, and local villagers in order to make up for the old summit trail. During the earthquake, some sections of the ancient summit road were destroyed and it remained impassable.
0.5 pa lang yun.
The issue of safety at Mount Kinabalu has been given much attention since the earthquakes that occurred, and whether climbing this mountain is safe. As of July 2018, the mountain continues to operate and is freely available for climbing. Still, it is regarded as safe to go up Mount Kinabalu. Apart from the fact that lots of people have succeeded in climbing to Kinabalu's peak, the trails are very secure and well guided. Mount Kinabalu's specialty lies in its location at the renowned World Heritage Site, the Kinabalu Park. Nature lovers can be very pleased to see the many variations of flora and fauna on this mountain, varying from one altitude to another. A recent botanical survey of the mountain estimated a staggering 5,000 to 6,000 plant species, excluding mosses and liverworts, but including ferns, which is more than all of Europe and North America combined, excluding the tropical regions of Mexico. This makes it a major biological site around the world. On the other hand, at 3,080 meters, you will reach the sixth shelter, the Paca shelter. Go down to the Paca cave, which is just on the edge of a small stream, and you will find nothing but a big overhanging rock where the original explorers had been sleeping. The best time of the year for climbing Mount Kinabalu is from February to April. Between May and July, these months have less rainfall than during the southwest or northeast monsoon periods from October to January. The worst time to go up is in the northeast monsoon, where there are often heavy rains. In the event of adverse weather conditions, summit climbing may be called off at any time during the year. How fit do I need to be? Mountain climbing is an activity in which stamina and perseverance are required. You should be in decent shape to reach the mountain's peak. To achieve this climb, you don't have to be very athletic. All sorts of people are among the ones who have managed to reach the top, and they're not athletes at all. Nevertheless, it doesn't hurt to prepare yourself better to avoid disappointment. A few months before your climb, start jogging, running, or walking in a park or your local neighborhood for about an hour twice a week. You'll be able to improve your cardio ability and keep you in shape as well. Then, as you near your day to challenge the peak, start to walk on some inclined or steeper trails to make your legs familiar with what will it be going through during the climb. In addition, altitude sickness may affect or interfere with any mountaineer on Mount Kinabalu if he is fit and not fit to do so. This is a result of the rapid elevation on Ascent, where one day you will literally climb 4,000 feet high. Climbers are free to remain in the vicinity of Kinabalu Park so that they will be able to adjust to a higher altitude. Also, keep your climbing pace up and make sure you rest well during the climb. It is not recommended to be seated or lying down if you experience any effects from the climb. You should stand and rest yourself to see whether the effect wears off. If it doesn't and keeps becoming worse, you might have to abandon your climb. At this point, the air is thin and it is making breathing a little more difficult. At last, we get the various accommodation options that will get through the night. The accommodations include Laban Rata rest house and Pendant Hut among others. You will break the journey and spend the night in one of these huts, which offer climbers hostel accommodation and a restaurant for hot meals before they resume their climb to the peak. Stress. Mount Kinabalu, which stands at a height of 4,095 meters above sea level, is regarded as one of Southeast Asia's tallest peaks. Many mountain climbing packages are offered by tour operators that allow tourists to reach the top of Kinabalu. Many have attempted the challenge to climb to the peak of Mount Kinabalu and return victorious. The height of Mount Kinabalu is only half of the world's tallest, the Mount Everest, which makes Kinabalu fairly underwhelming compared to it. Kinabalu has been deemed to be one of the most accessible highest mountains in the world because it is not requiring any technical skill or equipment for its ascent. Say, you'll need to have a fairly good physical fitness in order to climb this mountain. Almost there, I just kept telling myself that, and finally, after hours of non-stop climbing, I reached the base camp of Mount Kinabalu. As we were doing the Ferrata, we stayed at the Pendant Hut. The rest of the hikers stayed at a different lodge. You also need to reach the Pendant Hut by 4 p.m. as there was a compulsory briefing on the Ferrata.
You can go to Bali and then take
Came from my friends.
Ay, kuha mo na kayo ng tubig. Mainit na tubig. Ano gusto niya, tea? Grabe, apat tayo.
my God.